Hello, BJC students in grades 8 and 9. Get ready. This is 242 Math, and I am your host, Raphael Thompson. And today we begin with test 1 for BJC Mathematics. These questions are based on past and future papers. I want you to get an A on this examination. So get your paper and pencil ready. Here we go. Question 1. Use the number line above to A, write the value of A as a fraction, and B, write the value of A as a decimal. The timer is off and running. You should be completed by the time we get to 0. So get cracking, BJC students. Done? That's question 1. Question 2. Find angle BAC. So look at the drawing and see if you can come up with the size of angle BAC. The timer is off and running. You can do this. Get cracking at it. This is just some simple geometry, and I'm sure you can handle it. Done? Yes. Question 3. Simplify. This is algebra. 5a squared plus 6a squared minus 3a squared all over 6a minus 3a plus a. Simplify it, and the timer is off and running. Basic algebra for you. Don't get confused with the square units. Just work it as usual. Come up with one single answer. You should be completing it by now. Yes. And we move on to question 4. Use the equation y is equal to x plus 1 to calculate the values of y in the table. Then plot the points and join them to form a straight line. That timer is off and running, guys. A lot to do, so see if you can get it done. This is coordinate geometry. Complete the table. Then plot the points on the graph. Draw the line. It should be a straight line. A lot of marks for questions like this. So get it done. You should be completed by now. Yes, and we move on to question 5. Ray and Mike shared 30 marbles in the ratio 2:3. How many marbles will Mike receive? Ratio question, basic one. That timer is off and running. See if you can get this done. You must understand simple ratio problems. Okay, you should be finishing up now for the final answer for question 5. And we move on now to question 6. The Venn diagram shows some students who like vanilla, V, or chocolate, C, ice cream. A, how many students like chocolate ice cream? B, name the students who like both flavors. And C, how many students like only one flavor of ice cream? 3 questions, a lot of marks, so see if you can get this done. Work quickly. Get the answers to those 3 questions for this Venn diagram. You must be familiar with the Venn diagram. Good. You should be finishing off. Question 6. And we move on to question 7. A rectangular playground has a rectangular pool in it. A. Calculate the area of the pool in blue. B. Calculate the area of the playground, the green. And then C. Calculate the area of the playground around the pool. 3 questions. Get cracking. The timer is off and running. Questions on perimeter and area you should know how to tackle. And this is simple. You're only dealing with rectangular shapes. The pool is in blue in the middle of the playground in green. Okay, done. And we move on to question 8. Calculate the size of the missing angles. So you're talking about angle A and angle B. This is geometry, simple geometry. Let's see how you tackle this. Timer is off and running, guys. Okay, find A, then find B. Should be finishing off by now. Should have that done, A and B. And we move on to question 9. So A, simplify 2A minus 5A plus 6A. And B, solve for Y. 3Y minus 8 is equal to Y minus 2. Timer is off and running. The first one is simple, do it quickly. The second one, you have to solve for Y. It should take a little longer for the second part of this. Algebra, guys. Let's get it done. You should be finishing up question 9, and we move on to question 10. A parking lot charges $2.50 for the first hour parking. Afterward, it charges $2 for each additional hour. Calculate the price if I parked at 6 a.m. and later returned and left the parking lot at 10:30 a.m. Timer is off and running. Let's go. See if we can get this done. Okay, this is all about using your common sense to solve problems. So read it, figure it out, get it done. And this is a real life situation. So you would need something like this. This one deals with money and time. That's the last one, guys, and your answers are upcoming. Let's see how many you got correct. Mark those answers. And here we go. Question 1. Use the number line above, and the value of A as a fraction is 1 7/10. Mark it. The value of A as a decimal is 1.7. Mark it. We have to count the spaces in between 1 and 2. So if you go, when you reach A, you would be 7 at 7. So it's 1 and 7. There are 10 spaces. So it's 1 and 7/10. And then 7 over 10 is 1.7. You should know how to write a fraction, and then know how to write it as a decimal. Once it's over 10, it's simple. Question 2. BAC, angle BAC is 40 degrees. How do you get it? First of all, you can figure out angle at C because it's an isosceles triangle. So that's 70. I'm putting it in for you. Once you know that's 70, because it's isosceles triangle, the two base angles are equal, then what you do next? Yes, you add 70 and 70, you get 140. Then you take that away from 180 degrees. 180 minus 140, 40 degrees. That's how we worked it out. Okay, why we use 180? That's the number of degrees in the triangle. And we move on to question 3. So simplify the top, 5a squared. And what I did was 5a squared and 6a squared is 11a. 11 take away 3 is 8a squared over 4a. You divide 4 into 8, 2, and a into a squared will leave you with a, just an a on the top. So that's how come it's simplified to 2a. Okay, when you simplify 8a squared over 4a, you get 2a. 4 into 8 is 2. A into a squared is a. A squared would mean a times a. So it's 8 times a times a on the top. Question 4. Use the equation y is equal to x plus 1. And your numbers should be 1, 4, 2 for y. And how you calculated it when y is x plus 1, when y is 1. So that's where we got the 1 from. 3 is 3 plus 1. That's where we got the 4 from under the 3. X is 1, y is 1 plus 1. That's where we got the 2 from under the 1. Now you plot those points on the graph. See the blue circle? Yeah, that's the point 0, 1. Then the next one is 3, 4. Look along the x-axis first. And the final one is 1, 2. 1 on the x first and then 2 on the y. That's where you would put 1, 2. Then join those 3 points together. Use a line, draw it straight through the graph. That's it right there. Question 5. Ray and Mike shared 30 marbles in the ratio 2 to 3. How many marbles did Mike receive? So for Mike, which ratio corresponds to Mike? It says Ray and Mike. So it would be Ray is 2, Mike is 3. That's the first thing you got to figure out. Then if Mike is 3, it's 3 over 5. Where you got 5 from? 2. The ratio 2 to 3. Add the 2 and the 3, you get 5. 3 over 5 times the number of marbles, 30 over 1. So I cancel the 5 and the 36. 3 times 6, 18 marbles for Mike. Okay, make sure you know how to do that ratio problem. Okay, so 3 over 5 times 30 over 1. Question 6, Venn diagram. How many students like chocolate ice cream? Go to the chocolate circle and you count all of them in the chocolate circle. So it's Sam, Tom, Pat, Ray, Jem, 5. Name the students who like both flavors. Look in the middle intersection, Sam and Tom. And then how many students like only one flavor? So you look at Mike and look at Pat, Ray, Jem. So it's 4 students. That's the area for only one flavor. So ensure that you know how to read and understand the Venn diagram. Question 7. A rectangular playground has a rectangular pool in it. Area of the pool, 8 meters times 4 meters, 32 square meters. Area of the playground, 20 meters times 10 meters, 200 square meters. Calculate the area of playground around the pool. Subtract 32 from 200. So 200 on the top minus 32 leaves you with 168 square meters. That's how you work that, guys. You have to subtract at the end to find the area of the playground around the pool. Get it? And we move on to question 8. Calculate the size of the missing angle. So first of all, you find A. A is opposite to 65, so it's 65 degrees. Simple. And then you look at the quadrilateral. You look at, that's a trapezium. So 2 sides are parallel. Angles between those 2 sides are supplementary. They add up to 180. So if A is 65, 180 minus 65 would give you B. B is 115 degrees. Got it? So you just have to understand that A and B are supplementary angles. They add up to 180. Once it's in between the 2 parallel lines like that, they add up to 180. Question 9. Simplify 2a minus 5a plus 6a. So first of all, 2a plus 6a is 8a minus 5a, 3a. So that's how I wrote it to make it easier for you, because the negative 5a may throw you off. So put your positives together. 2a plus 6a, 8a, and then minus 5a is 3a. Solve for y. Leave the y's to the front, so you have to bring the y across. Makes it minus y, and take the 8 to the back, makes it positive 8. 3y minus y is equal to 8 minus 2. 2y is equal to 6. So when you divide by 2, you get y is equal to 3. You must know how to work something like that. Question 10, parking lot charge $2.50 for the first hour. So the first hour is $2.50. That's from 6:30 to 7:30. How many hours are left? 3 hours are left. 7:30, 8:30 to 8:30 is 1, 9:30 is 2, 10:30 is 3. So it's 3 times $2, which is $6. So the total price would be for the 3 hours and then the first hour. So it's $6 plus $2.50. That's where we got the $8.50 from for the final answer. 6 and 2 is 8, $8.50. That's it, guys. Those 10 questions are done. Hope you got all of them correct. If not, just go back over and review these skills. You must get them to do well on the BJC exam. Just follow me and you'd get an A. See you in the next one.